But when it came to officialdom, Kunqu was much luckier than Hongshang, perhaps because he was a 64th generation descendant of Confucius. When the emperor stopped in Shandong province on his tour to areas south of the Yangtze in 1686, he summoned Kunqu to deliver a lecture on the Analects of Confucius. He obviously fulfilled the task to the emperor's liking, as he was soon appointed a member of the Imperial Academy and began life at the imperial court. 1 year later, Kunqu was placed in charge of a project to dredge the Yellow River estuary, and as a result, he met a number of officials of the former Ming imperial court who had rejected appointments offered by the newly founded Qing dynasty. Kunqu made friends with many of them and learned from them a great deal about the history of the former dynasty. In his official capacity, he travelled to many places, and later he would use some of the information he gleaned in his travels in this poetic drama, The Peach Blossom Fan. It was after Kunqu returned to Beijing that he began to work on the Peach Blossom Fan, using historical facts he had collected while travelling along the Qinhuai River, and it took him 20 years to complete the work. He approached his writing of the work in such a way that he left to later generations a vivid picture of people who lived in the southern Ming dynasty. The Jiangsu Provincial Kunqu Opera Troupe cut the duration of a single performance of the Peach Blossom Fan down to 3 hours and applied modern stage techniques to the classic work. The director of the production was Tian Qinxin from the Chinese State Opera.
给我演，给我说，来来。
就是明朝末年南京进士。
哎，就是明朝末年南京进士。哎，这个桃花扇什么意思呢？哎呀，我告诉你啊，你那个就是把那个就是俩字说出来啊。
就是明朝末年南京进士。 即离合之情，写心房之感。
桃花扇，演这个侯方域、李香君的事儿，是一生一旦为主，但是不是才子佳人谈恋爱那种戏。
你处处是在看侯方域和李香君的故事，是他们两个的情感的纠葛。可是你随时感觉到的是南明历史在发展。 是南明历史为什么朝这个方向发展？南明为什么走向了灭亡
？The Peach Blossom Fan is quite different from the poetic dramas written before it. Through the love story of Hou Fangyu and Li Xiangjun, the drama depicts the process of the rise and fall of the Ming Dynasty. For us today, it probably seems incredible that such a vast topic could be expounded upon in the form of a theatrical production.
Due to many factors, historical and political considerations among them, there are no records about performances of the Peach Blossom Fan, and sadly, only the music score for 3 highlights from the work have made it to the present day. In the early 1990s, Xue Xiaomei, an actress with the Jiangsu Provincial Kunqu Opera Troupe, sorted through all the extant scores of the Peach Blossom Fan with her husband, and it was due to this effort the love story of Hou Fangyu and Li Xiangjun was presented on the modern stage. The result led to the presentation of Peach Blossom Fan 1699. Tian Qinxin hopes that his 3-hour version of the classic work will do justice to the 300-year rule of the Ming dynasty and the 300-year history of Kunqu opera from 1699 to the present day.
我自己排练的时候，我很向往，就是我看到了600年前属于中国人的一种生活方式。他很喜欢这个李香君，他就在秦淮河上，两个人就船头碰船头，两人就见面了。见面以后，这个男人还很一览无余的看这个女孩，看的时候还很那个春情荡漾，然后直接张嘴就，我叫侯方域，直接说。
两身很风月，身经家里归家无声，此时可况不堪，处也春情难安。两身但有山岸一笔，子女相聚，又为定义，是否？
然后人这女孩，人家不太好意思，但是看着扇子，人也就伸手接了。我就是接了，我就代表着对你还有好感啊。所以我每次看到这儿，我就非常感动。
In order to enable the young performers to depict the ancient charm of Kunqu opera, Tian Qinqin engaged as consultants several veteran performers who had retired from the Jiangsu provincial Kunqu opera troupe. But even with their help, it proved difficult to condense such a lengthy opera into just 3 hours.
上次这个导演那个田沁鑫来，我们喝茶就谈，他就征求我的建议。我说不问嘛，他说你看当时我导演突出什么东西，突出什么东西？我首先要中有原著，要把原著搬上舞台。中有原著很长，要演2、3天，你这个1天晚上演完，你必然要进行压缩。那么因此你要抓到一个核心思想，他说什么？借离合之情，写兴亡之谈，谈什么？明朝就完了，完了之后，这个南明小朝廷这一批人，这一批文人、皇帝、妓女都在这个南京，在这个国家灭亡的时候来一番表演，各种人有各种人表演。
是人，是事，有凭有据，这段是哭一回，笑一回。怒一回，骂一回，满座宾客，怎晓得老夫你是戏中之人？早有备了，公子们早已登场，列位请看，请看。那样一声，那样一声。大我狂的弓，天台之下，好保你我的命。现世难保，切不忘了大明一宗江山。寡人孔夫皇帝在此，大胆立臣，你敢作乱不成？
开船也去，愿看不得我相信也。
上阵不利，上阵不利，收阵不利，收阵不利，向战不利，向战不利，团结不利，团结不利。
In the latter part of his life, Kung Shangren was poor, but he was relatively carefree. But his importance lies in the way he passed down to us the history of the Southern Ming dynasty, something worth examining today. The peach blossom fan depicts many famous figures in Chinese history, people who in their lifetimes had control over the fate of the country. But in his great work, the character Kung Shangren devotes his greatest attention to is a simple sing-song girl on the Qinhuai River. During a time of great national crisis, this sing-song girl reveals her passionate loyalty to her country, outshining by far seemingly more important people. Out of the many images of women presented in Chinese works of literature and art, that of Li Xiangjun is one of the most admired.
恳求你老人家带上那阮大胡子，就说侯公子不受他的贿赂，李将军不领他的情。
Toward the end of the Ming dynasty, a number of playwrights in Suzhou had begun to write dramas about the reality of contemporary life, and later generations came to know these writers as the Suzhou School. Among their best works are A Handful of Snow, Winning the Heart of a Prostitute, and 15 Strings of Copper Coins. Specialists in modern drama believe that the work of the Suzhou School playwrights took Kunqu opera to new heights in the early years of the Qing dynasty, and that they inspired Kung Shangren to write The Peach Blossom Fan. These earlier writers of poetic dramas used the poetic language of the Tang and Song dynasties, assimilated the plot features of Zaju opera of the Yuan dynasty, and imbued in their works the passionate spirit of the era in which they lived.
During the reign of Emperor Qianlong, dramatists were summoned to court, where they were commanded to work collectively. However, most of their output never made its way onto the stage. The death of good scripts made it seem like the days of great poetic dramas were numbered. Under such a situation, what would become of Kunqu opera in the 300 years that followed? Please tune in for our next episode, and thank you for staying with us on today's New Frontiers. I'm Qi Xiangjun from CCTV International. See you next time.